Proving. Here we go then for the Rosebery.
And Londoner. Londoner and Chillingham going forward together to complete the line. Londoner is in. Chillingham into stall number 8 with Callum Rodriguez. They're in the gate. And they're off. In the Virgin Bet Rosebery Handicap, they race over 1 mile and 3, and Cemhaan was out alertly and claims the early lead, with Old Peculiar towards the outside. Killybegs Warrior, another one who wants a piece of the early action, and these three duel for the early lead as they go into the turn. Londoner up against the inside rail, with Old Harrovian taking a fierce hold in 5th position, the well-backed favourite. In 6 around the turn is Captain Viasba as they now stretch out, going towards the final mile. And it is Killybegs Warrior who now has a break over the field. His lead is 2 lengths to Cemhaan, who is racing in 2nd. Old Peculiar is in 3rd and Keen. A length and a half away to the inside. Londoner is racing in 4th. Still rank is Old Harrovian around his outside, with Captain Viasba next to the field. The grey Intinso racing just better than midfield, but another one who is racing keenly going towards halfway. Chillingham then towards the outside, followed by Cannon Rock, the horse with the white cheek pieces. Then towards the inside is Youthful King. He's just been overtaken by Duke of Kent, who now moves around his outside. At the moment, Valsad is the back marker. Laffy is last but one. Also, Dream Harder is towards the rear of the field together with Youthful King as they race now on towards the end of the back straight and the final 5 furlongs of the Rosebery Handicap. And it's James Doyle and Killybegs Warrior who has got the lead over Island's Hope, Old Peculiar, who races in 2nd. Cemhaan is in 3rd, and now the pace has slackened. They're bunching up in front with a half mile to go. Londoner against the inside rail in a share of 4th, with Old Harrovian around his outside. He's now pulled his way into 4th position. He's never settled, and there's only 3 furlongs to go. Killybegs Warrior leads them in, with on the outside Old Peculiar in 2nd. Cemhaan is in 3rd. On the outside, Old Harrovian angling out. Londoner sticking to his inside. Captain Viasba is next, followed by Intinso. After Intinso is Cannon Rock. After Cannon Rock, Chillingham, and then towards the inside, Youthful King, down towards the final furlong. Killybegs Warrior tackled on both wings. Cemhaan towards the far side. Back in 3rd on the near side, Old Peculiar staying on Intinso. Another 75 yards to go. A battle of the top weights. Cemhaan coming out on top, and it is Cemhaan who has won the Rosebery. In 2nd came Killybegs Warrior. In 3rd, Intinso, followed by Old Peculiar, and a staying on Youthful King.
Well, the 1, 2, 3, number 1, 2 and 3, Cemhaan, Killybegs Warrior and Intinso. It's George Baker, Neil Callan that get up together to land the Rosebery Handicap here at a very big prize. A bit of a surprise package maybe for some, but ran with a lot of credit back in January on his return, and he's clearly come on an awful lot for that.
Yeah, well, you know, Neil Callan's won on this horse over course and distance previously, and it was a positive jockey booking because he's not the most straightforward. So when you get on with one, I think it's key to get that jockey back on board. And once again, they've managed to pair up for another big victory. And the pace has actually held up really well here. Killybegs Warrior under James Doyle managed to break well and get to the 4. Cemhaan was only just in behind the pace, and once they got to the front, it was really steadied up, and it was a bit of a dash for home. And these two have shown a really good turn of foot, and look, big performance off top weight. I think it's a career high mark of 105 as well. So look how fast he was out the stalls.
He's like a greyhound, wasn't he? 7th career victory for Cemhaan, and all things told, back down in trip. It's a beautiful ride. Neil Callan, I think he is a good go-to man if he has, you know, managed to find the knack with certain horses.
Yeah, and he's definitely found the knack with this guy, Cemhaan. He was so quick out the stalls, but Neil just sat and waited for someone to come and take the lead. James Doyle was happy to do that on Killybegs Warrior,
who's ran a cracker,
absolute cracker, because he is very much a July course specialist, but he's absolutely loved it round here. Got into a great rhythm on the front end. See, James just let him stretch into his stride, and from here on in takes a pull, just totally dictates the fractions. Cemhaan in box seat right up behind Killybegs Warrior the whole way. Old Harrovian, as suspected, too keen, Rach. He just did too much and was a bit fresh.
And I think then when Oisin has kind of got him into a position to challenge, there wasn't a great deal of response this time.
There wasn't, but probably a combination of maybe needing it and also having done too much in the early parts of the race. So he was unable to really challenge the leaders too much. Intinso has managed to run on pretty well because he was on and off the bridle throughout the race, really, and as it was a bit of a dash for home, it probably didn't necessarily suit him as well as it did the first two.
No, and he didn't have the smoothest of run-throughs. You know, it was quite an interrupted passage at times, wasn't it?
Yeah, as we'll see as they turn in. Holly's on the rail here about halfway. She does end up having to switch around one or two runners, and he's a big horse, Intinso. It's taken him a little while to hit top stride, but he has been strong to the line. He might be better when we see him back on the turf and on a galloping track. The race today hasn't worked out quite as well as Wolverhampton did last time, but I still think there's plenty of hope for him back on the grass.
Indeed, and yeah, lots of positives, I'm sure, for the likes of Killybegs Warrior, who has tried to make it all from the front. He's only a 4-year-old. I keep thinking that he's, 6 or 7. The winner's 7, so what an achievement at his career best at this stage.
Yeah, he's just managed to continue to improve season after season. Killybegs Warrior still has a lovely future ahead of him. He's going to be winning some big handicaps again, I have no doubt about that. To be honest with you, Intinso is the only one really who's managed to make up any ground. The pace really held up very well.